Hey, I'm laughing at my husband because he said he was going to go like this to start the camera, but he's going like this. So can I go now?
Yes.
Okay, so hi everybody, it's Christy here, and I wanted to congratulate you on getting your workspace figured out and getting your tools together and creating a real professional area for designing. So now we're ready to move into the real nitty-gritty of designing. And like I said, I'm keeping it raw, so the light is kind of crazy here, but this is where I do all of our daily designing and where my staff does all of this daily designing. So I wanted you to be here and be a part of Dahlia Florist and what we do here, so you can feel like a real florist, because you can be. So we want to talk about vases. Vases can make or break your arrangement. It can give you an easy flow and just creating a beautiful arrangement, or it can just drive that frustration. And I know you've experienced that, because when you're working on an arrangement, I know you probably have been like, oh my gosh, these flowers won't stay in place. Well, actually, when I was doing the AIFD contest, and I say contest, but evaluation to get certified as an AIFD designer, they actually take your arrangement, they take a vase, and they shake it around. And if it stays in one place, then obviously that's one point for you. But if anything moves, then they actually deduct points, and it's really hard. So anyway, my point is, this is awesome that you're learning about vases, and you're going to look at containers and vases before you buy them in a whole new light once you understand. Okay, so do you see how this vase has a neck right here? It kind of goes in. So just think of a woman's body, right? You kind of go out, and then you go in, and then you come out again. You're looking for that shape, okay? So this is like a dream vase to use, and so that is awesome. So I'd like you to, when you're looking at your vases, get something with a little shape to it. And this is a vase that you're going to have a really hard time designing. I love this vase, and I do have a way that I will show you to use it. But do you see how wide that mouth is, and it's just a big bowl? This is so hard to use. So I would stay away from these vases. However, if you do have something like this, I'm going to show you some different tricks to use with it, okay? So this vase, it does have that shape to it, but it's very tall. So more tall, it has that little neck that I was talking about, but it's very tall and doesn't come out very wide. So that's going to be a little bit more of an intermediate vase. So I'm keep going back to these ones that are more flared, that go in and then flare out. So this is an awesome vase to use. Now I like to have little vases like this, where it's already kind of prearranged for you. So I can just drop in some little flowers in here. So you definitely want some little, what we call bud vases, things to put little bits and pieces of, because when you're making big arrangements, you sometimes end up with little breaks of flowers and you don't know where to put those, and you can just put them in little vases and then put this in the bathroom or on a bedroom side table. Not a big fan of this vase, because once you put some big flowers in there, it becomes very wobbly. So I really prefer something that has a heavy bottom, or something that's going to be really stable, okay? Now this vase, what's wrong with it? What is wrong with this vase? Okay, you're right, it doesn't have a lip. You see, this has the lip that comes up. This one doesn't have. This is not a woman's body. This is an egg shape. This is a 4-year-old girl body. You know those eggs, like big eggs. So that's kind of, I had that shape. This is the shape I had when I was growing up. Anyway, so you really want something that has, this will not work, okay? So I really want you to think about that. Now, the only thing that's my caveat is that we do want cubes, because cubes are modern. So square vases, I would definitely have a couple square vases in your set. So this is, again, the cube. Isn't this cool? Because it's a cube, but it has a kind of like an antique lace pattern. So it's like a mixture of modern but also antique. So it gives you that neat contrast, and you don't have to see the dirty water. So the nice thing about containers that where you can't see through it is that you don't have to worry about the water. One more little bed vase here. So, interesting little shaped vases. They sell like hotcakes at my florist, because they're so easy to use and they do great stuff. Okay, we're almost done. No, I don't like this vase as far as arranging, but I'm going to show you some really neat tricks with it. Mercury glass is so cool right now, and there is a way to use this vase. And so definitely, if you have some favorite vases that you absolutely love, hang on to them. But if there's vases that you never use, or you're just, you know, keeping them because you think you should, just give them to Goodwill. Don't keep them around. Let's find your top 5 to 12 vases and containers you like to use, and let's just stick with those, okay? Now these containers, again, now I'm going to a little bit of a different genre because we're going to actually put some foam in these containers, and that's how we use these. But isn't this cool? So that's Burke covered, moss and branches, your traditional baskets, and that's kind of cool. So go into your storage, or just go around your house, all around your house, because I know you have little tchotchke vases here or there. Put them all together. Let's get all of your vases in one location, and do the Marie Kondo method, where if you get excited when you look at it, then keep it. If you could take it or leave it, then let's toss it, and let's move on to things that you absolutely really love. Because when you make an arrangement and you're going to love the flowers in it, we want to love the container that it's in as well. Okay, so that's your assignment for today, is to go around your house, gather all the containers together, look at each one, and decide if it's something that's worthy of your professional little area you've created. And if it is, keep it. And if it's something you're like, you know what, I never did like this, or I can't use it, then let's toss it. And you and like say Goodwill or whatever. But let's start off on a good foot and have all the containers that you're just passionate about using. Okay, well thanks, and bye for now. We'll see you at the next lesson.